Module 3 Lab 1 program. Using TCP IP sockets, write a client server program to make client sending the file name and the server send back the content of the request file if present. So here you need to design a application, client server application to transmit the file between the server to client. Socket programming is a way of connecting two nodes on a network to communicate with each other. So for example, if two application nodes want to communicate with each other, one application initiates the communication, another one accepts the connection. So in the socket programming, one node listens on a particular port in the IP, usually we call it as a server. So another, while the other socket reaches out to the server socket to create a connection between the server and client. Now we are going to see about how to create a server code and client code. Actually, socket programming is nothing but it has the collection of library. In this library, they are having the different functionalities are there. Now we are going to discuss about what are the functions are used in the server side and what are the functions used in the client side, and as well as step-by-step procedure for creating server and client side code. So let us consider the server part. First we need to create a socket. Socket is nothing but is the type of file which is used to store the data from the two endpoints. We can able to read and write the data from the two endpoints, server side as well as client side, both can able to send and receive the data through the socket. So first step is we need to create a socket. Then you have to bind with the IP address. We need to bind the address of the host with the particular socket. So after that, so in the server side, you have to put the server in the listen mode. That means that server is ready for looking the connection from the client side. So once it's wait for the listen, then accept means any request coming from the client, then it can able to accept the connections. Once it's accepted, the connection will be established between the server and client. So the same way you can see in the client side also. First step, you have to create a socket, then you have to bind the address with the socket. Then for connecting to the server, you need to know what is the address of the server. So determine the server of the address. So by using the server address, we are going to connect with that. So connect is the function. You have to give the argument of the server address. Then it call the accept functions, that is wait for the incoming request. Once the client made the connect request, then both the server and client are having the logical connection. So once connection is established from the sender and the client, right, both can able to send and receive the data. From this server side, first in this client side, it sends the data. In the receiver side, it receives the function. If the server sends the data, in the receiver side receive the data. So both things are able to possible in the TCP IP connection. That is a connection oriented service. That's what both side we can able to send and receive the data. Once the data transfer is completed, it will call the close. In the server side also close, in the client side also we call the close function, then it will terminate the connection. So this is the functional flow of your server and client working procedure. To implement this experiment, you have to work with the Unix or Linux environment, otherwise Ubuntu. So what are the Unix flavor are available, you can able to use it. So here I use the Fedora Linux operating system. So if you are logged in with the Fedora operating system, you can find the terminal. So if you double click on it, you can able to open the terminal window. So just you can open this one. So this is a terminal. You can apply commands to open the file, close the file. If you want to run any program, use the terminal window, right? So so here already I stored the program in the lab 1 folder. So cd lab 1, then I'll check the file is there or not, right? So you need to write a two program. One is server.c, another one is the client.c. Another one is the file. File is nothing but to transfer from server to client. We create one file. You may create one or two files So from the client side, which file name you are given, it will be transferred from the server. So first I'll edit the file gedit. If you want to open the new file, otherwise if you want to edit the existing file, use the command gedit space client server.c client.c want to execute f1.text also. 3 files I am going to edit. Now just I explain the code, what is the server and what is the client, then what is the f1.text. So inside the server you can see, first step is you need to create a socket. So some variables we are declared here, which is used in the below code. So what are the data structure we are using? Socket address underscore in is nothing but it is a data structure which is used to store the server address in the form of IP address, right? So 192.168.1.1 like that. So we can able to store the client IP address and also server IP address. So for that we are using socket underscore in. So then file name, if you want to transfer the file name, we can use the file name in one array. Then variables. So in this server underscore address dot, what are the components inside this structure, right? So dot sin underscore family is nothing but AF underscore inet is nothing but it is an internet family. This is the default for the TCP IP communication. So another one is the, what is the address we are going to use here in address underscore any. That means that address is generated by the system itself. Otherwise you have to give the local host, otherwise you can manually specify which address you are going to connect, right? So by default we are giving this address is automatically generated by the system. So we need to define what is the port address. So also serve underscore TCP port, you have to define the which port address you are going to connect the application. So after this, first step is you need to create a socket creation. Socket AF underscore net, that is the type of the socket. SOC underscore stream. So we are having the two types of sockets are available. SOC underscore stream is nothing but TCP connection, that is connection oriented communication. Then SOC underscore dgram, that is a datagram for the UDP connection. So once you are creating the socket, it will be stored in the SOC FD variable. FD is nothing but file descriptor. So if it is written -1, right? If less than 0 means if it is error happened during the socket creations, it will return the -1. So we can able to identify whether the socket is opened or not. If it is connected, then you can go that socket opened successfully. So next step is the bind. Bind is nothing but we are going to define the address for your socket. So for the particular socket, already we created socket FD. Now we are going to give the argument of server address and length of the address. So if you are giving, the bind will be connected with your server address. So if it is connected, then it goes to the else part, otherwise it will display the bind is not functioning, it will return the error. So once bind is completed, we have to go for the listen state. Server is going to the listen state. At the time in the function, what are the argument? SOC FD, that is a socket file descriptor, comma 5. So 5 is nothing but number of client requests the system can be put it in the queue, right? So before executing the connections, how many number of requests it can be put it in the queue. So maximum simultaneously 5 connections we can able to access. We can able to limit the number of connections through this command. So next one is the, once listen means it's waiting for the connections. Next, once if any client request coming from the client side, so it calls the accept method. Accept is the built-in method. So here in this socket, if any client address are coming, that will be stored in the new socket FD. So it will always watch the socket FD. If any socket information from the client address, it will be stored in the new socket FD. So if it is less than 0 means error, otherwise server is accepted the connection. So it goes to the server accepted connections. So once server is accepted the connection, once the server connection is established, so server can able to receive the data from the client as well as it can able to send. So for receive the data, we can use the function read functions. By using this read function, we can able to read the data and stored in the buffer. The same way, if you want to write the data, you can create the same scikit ID, then from the buffer content we can able to transmit the data. So this is the methodology which is used in the server. In the same way, client side also you have to check the same way. First, the client side we need to create a socket. First step we have to create a socket. So next step we have to connect with the server. Once socket is successfully created, then you have to call the connect. So in this connect you have to pass the server address and server length. So if you are given that, it goes and connect with your server. Once it's successfully connected, then it will, if it is not connected, it's thrown a error -1. Otherwise it's successfully connected, it print the message connected to server successfully. So once the connection is established, in the client side it prompt for the enter the file name. Just we are going to give the file name. So that file name is transferred to the server. So we are using the write method. So write is the function which is used to write the data in your socket. So you need to specify what socket you are going to use, file name and length of the file name. It is nothing but the message. So afterwards, one is file name transferred to the server. It's wait for the data. So it's read the data from the socket. If the data is coming, it's read the data from the socket FB. That read data is stored in the buffer. Then it will be displayed in your output. Puts buffer is nothing but it printed in your output. So in the server side, so once the data is sent by the file name is sent by the client, right? So new read socket fd file name. This file name is received from the client, and once the file name is received, then it will check whether the file is there or not. It will open the file in the read only mode. If it is written -1, the file is not exit. Otherwise, it will store the file, load the file in the buffer, right? It will going to read the file content and stored in the buffer. This buffer data is stored in your send it to the network through the socket ID. Write new socket fd comma buffer comma n. So this is nothing but this buffer value is written into the socket that will be received by the client side, and finally it will display in your output. So this is the process for communicating between the server and client. So next step is how to run this program. So we created a two file. One is client.c, another one is the server.c. Two program files are there. So this header file is nothing but inet.h. We used it in the both C file. So common include header files, you can put it in the inet.h, right, to reduce the code complexity. So we are using the inet.h file. So next one, if you want to compile the program, gcc -o server, then space, what is the input program name is server.c, right. So if you are using this command, the servers.c program is compiled and object file is created in the name of server. So if you want to run the program, /server. So the server is nothing but output file. O is the output file, then it's run. So if you are running this program, stream socket opened successfully, bind to local address, waiting for the client. So you have to open another one terminal. Here you have to compile the client program, gcc space -o client client.c, right. So now this program is also compiled. So if you want to run the program, you can check it, right. This client is created. So if you want to run the client, the command is /client. So here stream socket opened successfully, connected to the server also successfully, then file name to display f1.text. So it will display the content. In the server side also you can check. So it display the content of the file, as well as in the receiver side also it will display the content. So file name is transferred to the and displaying the file content of f1.text. This f1.text content is transferred from our server side. So this is the program for transferring the file between the server and client.